Hunter S. Chimera Ant Arc is either a 10 out of 10 masterpiece or a 1 out of 10 dragged out mess. There is no middle ground. So which is it? We'll start with why some fans love it so much. First, the unmatched depth. We get to see someone struggle between their humanity and their monstrous urges like never before. Even when he turns into a literal monster, his internal conflict continues. And that's what makes the arc so amazing. We've seen plenty of power fantasies where the protagonist turns evil and embraces their dark side, but none quite like this. Meruem isn't even the main character, and yet we're meant to root for him. But it's hard to do because he's also a genocidal monster who wipes out entire cities. And that's just it. This arc makes us confront some really tough questions. What does it mean to be human? Can monsters feel emotions? Is there such a thing as free will? And Togashi doesn't shy away from giving us brutally honest answers. That's why, even when I was watching it weekly, I couldn't help but think about what I'd choose if I were in their shoes. Speaking of being a monster, how can we talk about the Chimera Ants without mentioning Gon's most iconic moment? When he finds Pitou, he doesn't hold back. In fact, he becomes everything that the Chimera Ants despise. He's merciless, violent, and blood. The rage that Gon feels is so visceral that it hurts to watch. And that's exactly how it should be. Gon has lost everything, and now he wants revenge. This arc shows us the worst that humanity has to offer, but it also shows us the best. And that's why it's so effective. Another reason why some people love it is because of the narrator. I'm not talking about the Japanese narrator. The one I'm referring to is the English dub narrator. And boy, does he make the experience so much better. Just listen to this. The weight of every decision made in this arc is emphasized by the narrator's booming voice. But now it's time to discuss the other side of the coin. Why do so many people hate the Chimera Ant Arc? Well, first off, the pacing. While some arcs in anime history have dragged me out more than the Chimera Ant Arc, I can't deny that it's pretty bad. But here's the thing. 10 episodes are spent building up to one single minute of pure awesomeness during the palace invasion. Yes, really? That's 1 minute of animation for a whole freaking episode. And it's not like the rest of the arc is evenly paced either. There are some parts that feel like they're moving at light speed, while others feel like they're moving at a snail's pace. It's really quite jarring. And that's not all. Another thing that irks fans is the sheer number of side characters. Now, don't get me wrong. I love side characters. I'm talking about Morel, Shoot, Knuckle, and even the little kid, I want to be strong, but there are just too many of them. It feels like every time I start to get invested in one character, the story shifts to another. And don't forget about the 5 fights happening at once. Yes, 5. It might sound cool on paper, but in practice, it just makes my head hurt trying to keep track of who's fighting who. Which brings me to my next point. Tonal Whiplash. One moment we're watching ants get wiped out by the thousands, and the next we're watching Gon play dodgeball. It feels like 2 different anime, and I know that Togashi is trying to show us that life is unpredictable, but it just doesn't work for me. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. It's just random insanity. Now, those are my thoughts, but I want to hear yours. Do you think Togashi succeeded in dragging us along for the journey? Or did it feel like an eternity? Comment below. But anyways, guys, I love you. Thank you for watching. Until next time.